In cases such as these, I believe the established mode is to express a sense of obligation, but I cannot. I have never desired your good opinion, and you have certainly bestowed it most unwillingly, and I'm sorry to cause pain to anyone, but it was most unconsciously done, and I will hope it will be of short duration. And I might wonder why with so evident a desire to offend and insult me, you choose to tell me that you like me, against your will, against your reason, and even against your character? Was this not some excuse for incivility if I was uncivil? I have every reason in the world to think ill of you. Do you think any consideration would tempt me to accept the man who has been the means of ruining the happiness of a most beloved sister? Can you deny that you've done it? Well, it's not merely on that which my dislike of you is founded. Long before it had taken place, my dislike of you was decided when I heard of Mr. Wickham's story of your dealings with him. How can you defend yourself on that subject? Who knows what his misfortunes have been, who can help feeling an interest in him? And of your infliction. You have reduced him to his present state of poverty, and yet you can treat his misfortunes with contempt and ridicule. The matter of your declaration has merely spared me any concern I might have felt in refusing you had you have behaved in a more gentlemanlike manner. You could not have made me the offer of your hand in any possible way that would have tempted me to accept it. From the very beginning, your manners impressed me with the fullest belief of your arrogance, your conceit, and your selfish disdain for the feelings of others. I had not known you a month before I felt you were the last man in the world I could marry. Your father was shot while you were in the shower, but you didn't hear the shot because you were in the shower. And you were in the shower washing your hair? But Miss Wyndham, didn't you say that you got a perm earlier on in the day? So you got a perm earlier in the day, and then you got in the shower. And that's why you didn't hear the shot, because you were in the shower washing your hair. You know, a girl in my sorority, Tracy Morosinko, she got a perm once. We all tried to talk her out of it because curls just really weren't a good look for her. She didn't have your bone structure. But thankfully, the same day she entered the Beta Delta Pi wet t-shirt contest. And she got completely hosed down from head to toe. And why was that a good thing, do you think? Somebody like you said you've been having perms, what, twice a year since you were 12? So, and isn't it the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you're forbidden to get your hair wet for at least the first 24 hours after getting a perm, at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolate? And wouldn't someone who's had, say, about 30 perms before in their life be well aware of this rule? And if in fact you weren't washing your hair, as I suspect you weren't, as your curls are still perfectly intact, you wouldn't have in fact heard the gunshot. You would have heard the gunshot. If in fact you had have heard the gunshot, then Brooke Wyndham wouldn't have had time to hide the gun before you got downstairs, which means you would have had to have found Miss Wyndham with the gun in her hand to make your story plausible. Isn't that right? You, however, had time to hide the gun, didn't you, Chutney, after you shot your father?